Hi, I'm Mike from Mike's Carburetor Parts. I'm doing a troubleshooting video on a Rochester 2-barrel 2-jet carburetor. This one is about hard starting, and one of the reasons for hard starting might be that gas is dripping out of the Venturi into the intake manifold, and it won't start until you clear that gas out. So I'm doing a lot of videos on troubleshooting this particular carburetor, so be sure to watch it through to the end, and I'll point you to the next video at that point. So lots of helpful tips for you. And as I say, this one, this one's about dripping from the Venturi. And what do I mean by that? If you look in here, when the car is warmed up, and this when the car is warmed up, take the air cleaner off, look down the throttle bore and see if you see gas coming out of the Venturi, dribbling out of it. If you do, then there's a couple of reasons for that. What it's doing is siphoning gas. So even if you can check it at idle, also when you first turn it off, look and see if it's dripping gas.
I rebuilt my carburetor, but it's still flooding. Do you know what's wrong?
I don't know. Maybe you should have bought your parts at Mike's Carburetor Parts.
So it's all about siphoning gas out of the float bowl is what it is. And one reason for that might be your gas cap. If you replace that with a non-vented gas cap, that could be the problem. Most older cars have to have a vented cap. Your vent going to the fuel tank, sometimes there's an extra line, and that could be kinked or plugged or something. That would cause it. The vent in your carburetor, let's say if this was plugged up, this is a vent, one vent, and that could be a reason for it to do that. So the more common one is the acceleration pump check ball. And what it's for is when you accelerate the car, that check ball is pushed up off its seat and allows fuel from the accelerator pump well here to get to the Venturi, and you'll get 2 squirts out here. And if that check ball is not seating, then that could be your leak. Also, since I took this off, just remind me of something. Check your gasket and make sure it's not folded up or something. I can see this one slightly is. That would cause it not to sit flat in there. That could be a problem, and so sometimes you have to trim it. Even the new gasket, you may have to trim it a little bit to get it to fit. But right here is where I call it the exhaust, and we're going to take that out. I'll show you what's in there. There's a little T. It's usually staked a little bit. You just have to wiggle it around and pull that out. When you put it back in, just stake it a little bit. Don't do it too much. There's a spring in there. See if I can get it out by itself. The spring holds a check ball. It's a very light spring. Can't be too heavy or the check ball won't come up. And then there's a check ball. Now this is a, yeah, would you believe, there it is. Okay, see, it was kind of stuck in there. There's the check ball. All right, so on a 2-jet, there are 2 check balls, one in the, well, there may not be one, but there could be one at the bottom of the accelerator pump well. Not all of them have one. And then the bigger ball will go into your main discharge right there. And then we put the spring in there. And the T. Okay, so if that check ball is not seating, that would allow fuel to come in through siphoning action when the car's at idle, let's say. So to seat that check ball, you take a little drift punch and tap on that check ball lightly just to form a seal. Now, check ball is stainless steel, so you can make a very large hole down there if you hit it too hard. You can also get your check ball stuck. That happens fairly often, especially if you get the wrong check ball in there. So there you go. One way to test this thing is, yeah, let me get this back out here. Okay, one way to test it is fill the bowl with mineral spirits, what I use, or put it in the well right here. Take your auxiliary pump, and while holding that check ball down, pump your auxiliary pump. If you get fuel coming out of here when you're holding it down, it's leaking. That's how you test it. Okay, you want to test that before you put it on the car. Okay, there you go. All right, so let's see here. Talked about the non-vented gas, so that's pretty much it. The gasket. So I ask you to be sure and visit our website for carburetor parts. We have a lot of hard to find carburetor parts for the two jets, and you can find our website at mikescarb.com. That's MIKESCARB.com. Right? I do appreciate you watching this. Thank you.